Hello everybody, this is Dana Talverk, and today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be reviewing my fan modes for the combined figures of Transformers Siege, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, and Transformers Earthrise Ultra Magnus. Now, these two combinations, I just figured out how to get them to work in vehicle modes today, but I had separate robot modes and a combined mode between the two of them already. So I figured now that I have the vehicle modes figured out, I'd do a little review. So kind of my idea with this is I started off by just wanting to turn one figure into a backpack for the other one when it's combined, and then I worked backwards from there. So Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime is the one who becomes the backpack, so he's got less stuff on him now. He kind of is like Onslaught now in the way his vehicle mode is. It does actually roll. I'm honestly surprised that it hasn't come apart yet, because typically this connection comes apart, but it stayed together, so we'll start with him since he's the simpler of the two. He pretty much transforms the normal way. Actually, both of them pretty much transform their normal ways if you include the two figures. So to transform them, you disconnect the guns, and you disconnect this gun too. He doesn't actually use this gun. This gun is actually a connection piece so that it can combine. I use this as a connector. Besides that, this gun has no use for this figure. So you separate them, then you have just the exact same base robot mode as you did before. Nothing changes about it. He's still just a simple little robot like he was before. There's really nothing to change about the base robot mode, but then there's his armor mode, which is different. So to start it off, you take these off. You connect this gun on here because it's used for the combination of the two figures, and just do that with it. He doesn't use that. The only thing about the two figures that I couldn't find a use for was the original Galaxy Upgrade Prime's like almost entire trailer besides the leg armor. It just didn't work out. Then you take Ultra Magnus' shoulder pylons, you attach them. Pretty simple. Fold up the heel spurs. Take off the guns. Take the big guns. Attach them to the leg armor. Standard stuff. Split the leg armor. Fold out the heels. Slide his legs in. And then there you got Prime. Now, with the rest of the kibble, you form his pistols. And to do that, you just slap the rocket onto the wheel piece, and then he just holds the wheel as a gun. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of sort of like RID Optimus with his wheel gun. And I think, actually no, he didn't have that, never mind. But yeah, there he is. There's Prime. I haven't come up with a name for these modes. Well, I've come up with a name for Ultra Magnus's modified mode. But for this Prime mode, I don't know. I guess maybe he's a Cybertronian non-animal mode of Optimus Minor from Beast Machines. I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. This is Optimus Minor. So we got Optimus Minor. Now we'll put him off to the side for now. And we get out Magnum. So my idea is, since this is a more simplified, less armored version of Earthrise Ultra Magnus, then you could say it's Magnum from the one Transformers comic from like forever ago. I don't remember its name, but it basically talks about how Ultra Magnus became, well, who Ultra Magnus was before the movie. So to transform him, you separate the trailer, and then you just pull all this stuff out. It doesn't really attach anywhere, so you just pull it out. I think you could store these shoulders in the legs, but I just like shoving everything in the front cavity. I don't know. Base, once again, just like Prime, the internal robot mode is the exact same as his original. There's not really any differences between the core robot mode. It's still just a white Optimus Prime. I actually really like the Siege, Earthrise, and This is Kingdom, not Earthrise. I don't know why. I guess because this figure feels like it should have came out in Earthrise. I always refer to it as Earthrise Ultra Magnus when really it's Siege. I mean, not Siege, Kingdom Ultra Magnus. So, sorry for that earlier mistake. It's Kingdom Ultra Magnus, not Earthrise. Now, to combine him into his powered up mode, you flip the crotch piece around, put on the shoulders from the Galaxy upgrade. Then we come to the trailer. Trailer pretty much transforms exactly as it does with the Siege and with the Siege and the Kingdom versions of the figure. It's the exact same, including the stupid panels. I gotta say, Galaxy Upgrade Prime is probably my favorite version of the mold, just because there's a lot less fiddling. Where the Siege and Earthrise version of this mold, there's just... Siege and Earthrise Ultra Magnus mold is just, it's got way too much going on, where this is a lot simpler. So you slide the legs on, and you take the wrist gauntlets, attach them just like normal. Whoop, I have that one on backwards. Give him his gun, and then you open up the panels, close his head, take this bit, fold up that piece, fold this piece back, turn it to the back, attach it to his spinal column, lock it into the shoulders, close it up, and then there you've got Magnum in his robot mode. Now, I did say I designed this for combining. So, Magnum and Optimus Minor here can actually combine. It's a combination inspired by Armada Overload. So, obviously it's not the most stable thing in the world. So to combine them, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to swap their leg armor. And the reason you do this is because the Galaxy Upgrade Prime has significantly longer heel spurs. The reason I didn't have their leg armor swapped in the separate modes is because then Magnum wouldn't be able to transform into anything. So you have to swap it. But for their combined mode, you switch the leg armor around, so you have the additional set of heals. Then you just put the leg armor back around, and you'll notice I took the guns off. That's because, much like Overload, the entirety of Optimus Minor here becomes a gun backpack, so you want to keep all the guns. So you take his little pistols, and you attach them to the rifles, so you get this big weapon rack thing. You do the same thing on this one. Then you attach them to the legs. Then what you do is you come to... Let me get Magnum out of the way. It's kind of an awkward filming setup, but you come to the arms, you split them, fold up the head, you push the torso forward, slide this backpack thing down. You keep the torso unlocked, actually. And then you just kind of fold the arms up however you can. Actually, you fold them up like this. The arms don't really become anything. It's just, you gotta do something with them, so I just fold them up. Don't remember. Okay, then you flip around the gun, fold up the arms, then you bring the legs up like that. Whoop. Bring the legs up. Then you take Magnum, plug it in. Actually, hold up. I think I have the gun in the wrong position. Yeah, there we go. Plug it in like this. And then you can have the legs fully extended. Now the hips are kind of loose on this mold, so you kind of gotta lean them sometimes, and the surface I have them standing on isn't helping, but just kind of situate everything. Whoop. Let me put a hard surface down. Actually, no. We'll just lean him for now. He does stand on his own on like a hard surface. The problem is right now he's on a soft surface, so he doesn't stand well. But yeah, you see, you just kind of have this big thing where the legs are, and I like to imagine the underside of the feet are guns, the side bits are guns. Basically, it's just he becomes a big set of shoulder cannons. Now, there's different ways you can position the back. Actually, I had the back positioned wrong. This way it doesn't move as much. There's different ways you can position the back. Just kind of, it's up to your own discretion what you do with the arms. This way with the arms... is the way I did it initially, and my stuff keeping my camera from wobbling is coming out from it. So you can kind of position them different ways, try and figure out what works best for you. I think I might do it like that. The one problem with this is it is stable, like he can stand. It's just his hips on my copy of Earthrise Kingdom Magnus, are loose. If you have one with tighter hip joints, or you just tighten up the hip joints, this mode will actually just be perfectly fine. Like it'll just kind of exist. So yeah, that is Magnum with plus Optimus Minor combined into one figure. This was just kind of something I was messing around with. I do have a alternate combination of these two figures that uses all of their parts, except for Prime's shoulders and the core body of Ultra Magnus, and I'll do another video on that. But yeah, this is just the combination I came up with. Obviously, this is the afterthought combination. This is the combination of I just want to use as much stuff as possible. If you really wanted to, you could connect the Galaxy Upgrade Prime backpack to it and use it maybe as like an extra set of legs or something. But that's this. Hope you'll enjoy.